Hello everyone, this is Cherie, and this is my shelter-in-place recap for week 11. This will actually be the last recap in this series because I'm currently on my way to work. So they called us back to work. It's June 1st, so almost 3 months of sheltering in place, 11 weeks. And it'll be interesting to see how they've implemented all the distancing regulations. So I received a little recap that tracked my phone and showed me all the places I had been in the month of April. And basically I'd only walked like 8 miles for the entire month. And usually that would be something I would achieve in 2 days. So I was just a lot less active during the stay-at-home order. So glad to be out and walking. Got my mask in case I pass anyone. There's someone coming up, so I'll be putting the mask on. So this past week I did not complete reading any screenplays. I started The African Queen, so I won't be talking about that. But I did complete another novel, which was Lost Horizon. It is a story about a plane carrying a group of soldiers and missionaries and just four assorted people gets hijacked and taken to this place in the Himalayas where they find this kind of just wonderful land called Shangri-La. And it's like time kind of stands still there. And it was beautifully written. It's about an 80-year-old novel. And the thing is, and this happens, and I hate it. So you're reading an old novel, and you're like, oh, this is really good. And then you come across a racial slur. And in this one, it was the CH word, the derogatory term for Chinese. And it's in there 3 different times. And it makes me wonder, like, it always stops me and makes me go, ugh. You know, is this a novel that I can put on my bookshelf now? Am I being too sensitive? I don't like it. I don't like reading it, the word. It's kind of like when I read Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. The N-word. Great story, but like that just like halted me. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Tell me your opinions on these things in the comments below. I'd like to know. Other than that, it was a really nice novel. Wait. One other thing about it. It's got kind of like the white savior thing. You know, it was written by a British author, and the old Dalai Lama who dies wasn't even of that origin. Like, he was a European who had come in and came to be that high position, and then he's like leaving his position to someone else, and he picks another European. Like, they're living in this valley where there are all these Tibetans and Chinese and, you know, other people. It's just like, no, you are going to be the leader, you know, you white person. So, I don't know. I just saw a YouTube video by one of the authors on AuthorTube, and she was saying about, you know, how you need to start omitting like white supremacy from your writing. And it's funny because I've been doing write-ins with her. I assumed she was white, but she's actually a mixture of Mexican, Iranian, and Native American. But, you know, it's just like, and here's the other thing. Like, I'm writing my next feature screenplay. The protagonist is a Chinese woman. Now, it takes place in Silicon Valley, so it's around, you know, characters and situations that I am familiar with. But in this AuthorTuber's video, she was actually saying, you know, you shouldn't be writing from other people's perspectives. You know, let let us write our own stories, is what she said. But, you know, I want to make this main character a Chinese woman. So, anyway, these are the conflicts of my life. So I always start with so. I saw 7 movies this week. 2 were from Francis Ford Coppola. And the first one was The Conversation. And this is a classic film that we studied in my audio post-production class. It's got great sound design. And it has a Laverne and Shirley Cindy Williams, and it has a pre-Star Wars Harrison Ford. And Harrison Ford plays this kind of like thug. And Cindy Williams plays the quote-unquote damsel in distress. It's a really good movie. I recommend it. And then I saw his very first film. It was called Dementia 13. And it is a Roger Corman horror film. It was okay. You know, it's a Corman film, so if you like that kind of thing. He had been requested to write something similar to Psycho, and as I was watching it, I actually thought that because the main female character dies halfway through the movie. Spoiler alert, you're not going to see this movie unless you're a real diehard Coppola fan, but I also saw one called Dark Places with Charlize Theron, and it was really forgettable. Like, I totally forgot that I had seen it. I almost didn't put it on this list. I saw The Florida Project, which I had checked out from the library over a year ago. I hated it so much that I stopped it after about 30 minutes. I think I gave it 30 minutes. And my friend, who I'm co-writing a screenplay with, said, "Nah, you gotta see it till the end. You know, it all pays off in the end." So I watched it again, and he was right. It did. The ending was, you know, amazing, tears, and but in general, I do not like that type of film. It's a slice of life film. It's got a female protagonist who turns to prostitution, and it's about a really sad, poor living experience. And when I watch movies, I like to be transported to a world that is not as bad as the world that I'm currently living in. So that's why I did not like The Florida Project. I would never watch it again, but the ending was good. The only documentary I saw this week was called Obit, and it is about the people who write obituaries for the New York Times. It was fine. It's my whole documentary thing. I'm just not. Did you see how I did that? I didn't want to touch that, so I used that. So now the COVID's all on my list. Now I'm going to have to throw the list away. So the next movie I saw was called A Street Cat Named Bob. And I just thought it was a charming title, and I liked the poster. I thought it was going to be like a kid's film about cats, or a street cat named Bob. And it was really more of an adult film because it dealt with a junkie coming off of drugs and how this cat helped him get through the process. And it's based on a true story. There were some books written, and this is the movie adaptation of the first 2 books. I really enjoyed it. So I would recommend A Street Cat Named Bob. And then the last movie I saw was called We Need to Talk About Kevin. And stars Tilda Swinton as a mother who has a very troubled son, and the effects that having the son have on her and the community. I don't know if I would recommend it. I mean, it's another kind of social issue film. I didn't like the way it always jumped around to the flashbacks. I understood why they were structuring it that way, but oh, it's just like every other scene was a flashback. So, I don't know. I'd say out of all the movies I saw this week, The Conversation and A Street Cat Named Bob are the two that I would recommend. Margaritas to go. I didn't know you could do that legally. And now on to my beginning video production class. I did really well on the final. I missed one, so I had a 97%. And then just this past week has been all like 3 full days of making our video project number 2. Actually 4. It took me 1 day to draw the storyboards, 1 day to shoot everything, 1 day to put the edit together, and then 1 day to do all the sound editing. It's kind of interesting. It all came to me one night, and I had to like get up, turn on the light, and write it all down before I could go back to sleep. So it's one of those inspired stories. Anyway, here it is. It's called Allergies. More like scamdemic. I have the right to go out of my house if I want. It's a free country. My constitutional rights are essential. No, it's just allergies. I'm gonna visit Grandma tomorrow for her birthday. I want to give her a nice big birthday hug. I'm not gonna hug everyone else at the retirement home. Just Grandma. Yeah, well, I got 2 words. Obamagate. I want a haircut. I want to shop at the mall. I want to sit down at a key and eat a fajita and drink a swirl. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm coming home from work and it was really good. They put me out on this area. It's like between 2 buildings and it's pretty empty. There are 3 people that work there. We are way more than 6 feet away from each other and it's huge. It's like the length of a house. So yeah, it's really nice. My friend at work brought me a bag full of DVDs that he doesn't want anymore, movies. Can't wait to look at those and see what they are. And now I'm gonna go have some takeout. The first time I have eaten food not prepared by me in 11 weeks. Anyway, I hope you are having a great day. Have a great week. I will see you in my next video. Bye.